This is it, the final confrontation. Turns out, perhaps Doom Eternal isn't eternal after all. Let's get into it. I must say, that escalated quickly, all in a span of few days. We got a teaser on Monday, the full trailer on Wednesday, and then... Nice! Now this is how you announce a game. I can't wait till tomorrow! I can't wait till tomorrow. And the day has come, the final confrontation. Slayer has resurrected the Dark Lord, but then the villain do what villain does. He retreats and now we have to chase him over 3 levels. Fine, bring it on. My initial impression was very positive. Just by this early release, I'm happy to have it polished and playable no matter how it turns out. Given the fact that the world is under global pandemic, I'm just happy that we got the finale of the Slayer saga here and right on time. The first thing you'll notice, except the fact that we went on a vacation for some reason, are the new icons on a crosshair. It's a convenient feature for those who get too focused or just can't keep up with things. It also stays in the rest of the game, just like the new stun animation that is like straight from a cartoon. There are 3 levels plus separate boss fight. It's shorter than the first DLC, but not by a lot. Visuals are gorgeous. From fantastical alien planet that covers grass, snow and crystal areas, to reclaimed earth that grows and lives again, to the majestic but hellish high-tech metropolis of Imora. The art team is always on the level.
This is unlike anything we've ever encountered. Not even Urdak gave off readings like this.
Where it kinda stumbles is the design part. Platforming sections change and can be annoying. If the goal of platforming is to give a break from battles, why would you burn and stress player over them? Oh, bug off! The mid-hook grappling points are a nice addition but kinda pointless. All of those sections could have worked without them. It would be cool if we had them earlier, but now it's too little, too late. The new weapon replaces the Crucible and it's a warhammer called Hellbreaker. It stuns everyone in proximity and gives you resources. It's strange to have a second chainsaw basically, but it's very welcome actually. They added a few new enemies that can only be damaged in a certain way. While I don't hate that, it does feel heavy-handed, and for lots of players may prove to be hit or miss. Most are basically reskins with some added abilities. Some are good, some bad, and some downright ugly. Overall, I'd say it's 50-50. Easily the worst is the Cursed Prowler. It marks you with Curse, which slows you down, reduces your damage output, disables abilities and distorts view. The only way to leave the curse is to smash him with the Blood Punch. For this type of game, that's just terrible. Creatures are basically living buff totems that activate on impact. I had to learn it the hard way. They have one of the most disturbing lore in the game. Best to avoid them. Armored Baron is an interesting addition. You can only damage him for a limited time, which is a great test of skill. The Riot soldiers, sadly, are not chain gunners, not really. Their shield cannot be broken and they can only be damaged by proximity blast or from behind. So basically a slower pinky that tries to force you to use remote detonation mod. Yeah, not fun. Stone imps set themselves on fire and try to roll over you. A great test for your dodging abilities. They are the Doom version of Sonic. The demonic troopers, or hell troopers as I like to call them, are ammo fodder, if even that. They are weaker than zombies. They are even too weak to chainsaw. I mean, what the hell? No pun intended. The only reason I don't hate them is because they're a joke. They are clearly unfinished, they lack animations, and the fact that even a single bullet makes them burst into a liquid is hilarious. Escalation encounters are one of the highlights of this DLC. It's a yellow gore nest that respawns. The first activation is necessary while the second is optional. It gives you cosmetic reward and is just like Slayer Gate's challenge. Now that we delved a little deeper, let's get back to the levels. They are beautiful, yes, however they are badly designed. The boxy arenas are way too narrow, and open areas are pretty basic. Most of the times I died was when stuck in the corners or blocked by invisible walls. They may look nice, but traversal can be clumsy. While the first two levels do provide some genuine challenge here and there, the third one is pretty much a cakewalk. That doesn't make sense. We are in the heart of hell. We tore planets to get to this point. We are facing the Dark Lord himself. And this is what we get? You can try to take it as a reward for playing so far. Just like the last boss fight, which is a complete arcade experience. After all, it's about journey, not a destination, right? The music is fairly good, but bad sound mixing makes it unnoticeable. There is also a complete breakdown of sounds when it happens to have too many. Suddenly more than half of them just shut down. It may not happen to you, but it did to me. This Doom is no stranger to pop references, but this one borrows from all over the place. You just might recognize Avengers Endgame, Event Horizon, Lord of the Rings, Warhammer Armor, Evil Twin Trope, Coyote on a Rocket, Tarzan. Okay, I'll stop. Unlike Part 1, the Part 2 allows the players to treat themselves. Here is tons of ammo, knock yourself out. Then hordes started spawning, and you hold the trigger without stopping until every single one is dead. It is a nice throwback to classic Doom final levels. Secrets do not count anymore in exploration. Why? This expansion was rushed, but not in a way you would think. It is still polished and optimized as always. The rushed nature shows elsewhere. It really is like a shortcut to the ending. Level design is weirdly basic. One box-shaped arena after another. What happened to the variety from the Part 1 and the main game? Fights seem uneven and uninspired. Pacing is all over the place and it's easier than the previous. Enemy placements seem experimental, like it hasn't been tested enough. One thing going for it is the fact that with the new enemies it tries to catch you on the wrong foot, but when the fun isn't there it only makes things worse. To be fair, there are some genuinely well designed parts, so it's hard to say, but the overall result does seem uneven. And the story... oh, the story. Valen? Hey dude, listen, you won't believe what happened.
My son's curse has been lifted.
Oh, good to hear that.
And I atone for my sins.
Good. Good talk. Well, at least I got the hammer. I'll be honest, the story is barely there. Animations are gorgeous, but that's really what they are. The dialogue is extremely minimal and the codex entries are only a few to provide the key points. I'm not comparing other games, but Doom Eternal, the base game. There is no information on the Sentinels nor Valen, and there is no closure for the Seraphim and the Father. The only closure you'll get is for the demons, the Slayer and the Dark Lord. But if that's what you're after, good. The final level looks epic, at least in the beginning. The big battle is taking place all around you, but it also stays there. After all, this is the formula and the boundaries that the game had all this time. You won't be able to pilot the tank or the ship or join the sentinels on the battlefield. Ultimately, there is no use for that mech sitting in the Fortress of Doom from the start of the campaign. Given the circumstances, I can understand. It spoiled us with their excellence. Asking for those things might be a bit much, but the decision to make the finale easier instead of harder does baffles me, especially after being true to the formula and sticking to their guns in the part 1. Those epic final battles. That iconic sense of dread when entering rooms filled with armor, health and ammo that makes you think, how am I gonna survive this one? Gone. Not today, said the man with no face. It's like getting to the finish line only to stop and walk a few steps away. Don't get me wrong, I do think this last chapter is casual, but I don't mean it in a bad way, or in general. It's still hardcore compared to some other games. It's still Doom Eternal, but I do think it's casual as a Doom game finale. That's the best I can describe it. All being said, while it's weaker than the part 1 and the base game, it still has its moments and some highlights. However, this time what you see is mainly what you get. To be fair, there are some great cinematics, cool moments, challenges and nice details. It is fun as a DLC itself, but underwhelming for a finale of the Slayer saga. That's it, the beast sleeps. Doom Eternal may not be eternal for its game length, but it does complete the mission and the main goal. It closes the Slayer saga and leaves the Doom universe free for taking. In that sense, it is eternal. Thank you for watching, I'm Arkan, and for more Doom and games, keep it up to the core!